Good afternoon, everyone. This is Quentin,
And Anna,
and this is the
Q&A podcast. Today we are back at Hermitage's city building, and we will be sitting down with a familiar face here in the Valley, Mark Longietti, who is now the Director of Business Development here for the City of Hermitage. He will also be joined by his current intern, Ben Jones, who has been a tremendous help in aiding the city on all of their projects this summer. Mark, Ben, thank you guys for joining us today on the Q&A podcast.
Our pleasure.
Thank you so much.
So great to have you. So, Mark, you have worn many hats from state representative to currently community development. How have these roles shaped your experience and have helped you now in your current role?
So, in drawing on your last interview, I really think it is a lot about relationships. I learned that in Harrisburg. It's learning how to work together with other people to realize a common vision. And that has set me up well, I think, for this position as well, and I've really enjoyed it.
And Ben, you are currently interning for Mark. How has that experience
Yes,
been?
I am. It's a great person to work with, Mark here, and I've helped with the housing market analysis we've been doing in our area, trying to see who's coming in, who's coming out. I've helped with grant writing and really anything that Mark or anyone else around here needs help with. And yeah, just a great environment to be in.
That's awesome.
So, kind of bouncing off of that, I know I asked this question previously, but what made you choose Hermitage? There's a lot of other places you could go, and like she said, state representative. There's many different places and different things that you could do.
So it just I over the years I got to know both Gary and Gary, and it was clear to me that their work here wasn't a job; it was a passion. Mm-hmm. They were really invested in the community, and I shared that same passion. We want to grow Hermitage. We want to make the whole Shenango Valley an attractive place for people to raise families and come and enjoy their life. And so it was a kind of a natural extension of some of the work that I was able to do as state representative. We worked together on a number of projects, and to have an opportunity to step in here with a community that has a great staff, great leadership, and realize some of those visions that we had been working on.
Mm-hmm. And you talked about the various projects going on, and I know there's a lot happening in Hermitage right now. So what is like the main project that you guys see going into 2025, 2026?
Sure. Yeah, no surprise here. It's the redevelopment of what we now call Hickory Fields, the former Shenango Valley Mall property. That's taken a lot of hard work and effort. Well before I came on the scene here with the city, there was a great deal of planning, of finding a developer that would take that space. Too many times we've seen these malls deteriorate in communities. Sometimes they just lay vacant for years. Sometimes there is some kind of redevelopment, but it's not that desirable. This is right in the city center, the heart of the commercial district for the whole region. And so a lot of groundwork was laid to find the right developer, attract them, and do a class development that will bring things to the community that people want. When you talk about brands like Target and Chick-fil-A, Chili's and Longhorn Steak, and that's just phase one. There'll be another phase to this. These are things that people desire, and then to make it into an attractive setting. They set all the zoning requirements so that there's connectivity, so that there's green space and plantings to make it look nice. Those are the kind of developments that we need in this area. So I think Shenango Valley Mall, everybody is excited about the vision that's been cast so far. I think we're finally going to see some vertical building here in the not too distant future, and we'll see some store openings in 2026.
That's awesome. So when can we expect that project to come to completion?
It's a great question. You find out nothing moves as quickly as you would like it to, but there's good reasons for that. Like I said, there will be a phase two to this, so it'll be a multi-year project. We know that much. It's started. The land has been cleared. The infrastructure plans have been approved. So it'll take a number of years to see it completely built out, but we'll see evidence of that. I think at least by next year.
That's really exciting.
So I know you guys are part of the Make My Move, and you're trying to focus on bringing families and people into the community. How is that going? Is there any updates on anything like that?
Yeah, so we just found that our second mover has come to the City of Hermitage. These are folks, our first mover was a family. They have 2 young children, a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old from San Diego, California. Pretty amazing. Now there was a connection there. Mom has family in this area. But our second mover came from New York. Young gentleman, 25 years old. Has got a great job as an engineer. And came from New York City to Hermitage. And part of what he talked about is he wants a community where there's maybe not as much hustle and bustle, and there's a lot of outdoor space. He likes outdoor recreation. I think we fit the bill there. So it's exciting. I think, as more people learn about what communities like Hermitage have to offer, Make My Move has really put us on the map. They have great marketing efforts. There are people from larger communities that want a lower cost of living, a better quality of life, a place where they can raise their family and they can grow, and they're starting to come to Hermitage.
Yeah.
So what would you say to someone who might be considering moving here?
I would say, all the things that I love about the community. Number one, you get to know people. You get to have real relationship here. There are opportunities if you want to be involved in your community. We're open to that. There are great amenities here locally. Outdoor recreation is something that we've worked hard on in the City of Hermitage. But there's also events, community events that happen here. If you want to go to a professional sporting game, you can get into the car and make it to Pittsburgh in a little bit more than an hour, Cleveland a little bit more than an hour. So that's within your reach, but then you don't have to deal with the day-to-day congestion. My brother lives in Charlotte, and I was on a flight there, and I was talking to a guy that lives there. He's like, I never go downtown. So he lives in the Charlotte community, but he never takes advantage of downtown because it's just too much of a hassle to do that. We don't have that here. You can get from point A to point B rather quickly and enjoy a lot of what you can have in a community, in a smaller town, but also have access if you want to go to the bigger city.
No, I would definitely echo that as well. Like growing up here, I feel like sometimes the small town does get overlooked, but I found that there's so much more opportunity here.
Right.
If I compared to if I was in a bigger city, so it's amazing.
Looking back a little bit, is there a piece of advice that you've heard before, maybe that you'd want to give, to our listeners or anyone else in this room?
Yeah, I think it is. As I talk to people, you just have to take a look. That there's a lot of things that go on here that are available to people, but sometimes they're not always aware of that. And so, I'm still a newspaper person, so I look at the newspaper. Other people look at social media. We have things like our Hermitage newsletter that gets mailed out quarterly. We have an e-newsletter as well. Sharon has an e-newsletter as well. You just have to take a look and see what's happening here and what's available, and then maybe get out of your comfort zone a little bit once in a while. Go to a Penn Northwest Morning Brew and Network Crew event where they have those events where there's some free coffee once a month and people get together, get to meet other people, see what's going on, make those connections.
And Ben, you're a Hickory High graduate. You've kind of stayed in the area, come back. What are your future plans?
Well, currently I'm at the University of Notre Dame, so not too far from home, but Indiana, probably 6 or so hours away. After college, I'm probably going to do something, whether it be military or grad school. I have one of those in mind, but after that, I might try to work in the local government, whether it be in this area since I'm familiar with it, or wherever else my life takes me. I think that's probably where I'll go from there. And then after local government, I'm not sure, I might rise throughout the ranks, but I don't know. From the previous interviews, we saw that life takes you crazy places, and you should never expect to go one place or another. So I'm just living life as where it takes me.
No, absolutely. And Mark, what advice on that note would you give to the next generation?
Yeah, don't discount what opportunities there could be. You never know, as Ben says, what direction your career will have you follow. The other thing that I would say generally is don't follow the money. I know we all
Right.
need money. We all have to have a decent living. But I think in too many cases, folks will just focus on, well, where's the most money I can earn? And they miss out on the opportunity to have a more fulfilling life and career. You're going to earn enough. You're going to make it. But don't deny yourself an opportunity to do something special just because the dollar sign isn't as high as something else that might be out there.
Okay, so thank you, Mark and Ben. How can our listeners further connect with you guys?
We're always available. It's not a mystery on how to find us if you just call the city building. My email address is my first initial, my last name, and hermitage.net. Those are generally the way our email addresses work. But we love to hear from folks, and we'll answer any questions as best of our ability.
That's awesome.
Yeah, sure. If you, for any reason, need to reach out to me at the city, my email is bjones@hermitage.net, and I assume we'll have the LinkedIn post production. So I don't know exactly what the link is to that, but you can check me out on LinkedIn if you want to.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. So until next time, this is the Q&A podcast.